hear them during the stream. So, well, welcome in, y'all. I'm so excited for this. There was so much behind the scenes setting up and everything. I really just want to make sure that y'all are good for the screen. I don't want to put Pharaoh on blast again. Oh, that's good speed. Make sure you don't overwork yourself, dude. I don't want you to get sick again. I hope everyone takes a chill today. Carlos, like, you need to go home. You need to go home. Okay, let's see. So I got y'all good. I guess while we still have y'all here, let me test the other Camaroo. I'll write you a Doctor Zone. Can you see me in backstage? I can see you on my end, yeah. Like, I don't see your cam on. I see like where I can add you in. I just don't know why I didn't show up. No, like, don't worry. I'm not like seeing you behind the scenes. Don't worry. Oh, you donated, but it didn't go through. So I think it went to the main one. I have to get a separate link for this one, Louis. But thank you for donating if you guys donated. Thank you guys. Let me get that going, actually. You got the emote? It's gonna be your whole existence. We love that. We love that. Here, let me get you guys the other one. Could I actually have one of y'all make a command for this really fast? Louis, thank you for the $50 donation to the charity event. Let's go. Grabbing water and it'll be connected after. Okay. Sounds good. Let me... Hold on. I gotta get this from me mods. Thank you guys for the hype train. Hold on. Let me get this from my mods really fast. I'm so excited. We're about to begin, y'all. We're about to begin. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Let me get this link really fast. Copy. Here, I'm pasting it for you guys. Trying to do that really fast. There we go. Thank you. Thank you guys again for all the support. Oh my gosh. Hi, Zuffers. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. So the main command goes to the main one. It still goes to the same thing. Mine was, I forgot to put my command for our stream one as well. So that was my bad, but I appreciate that either way, Louis. It's all going to the same one. That one, like I said, that command right there still goes to the same one. Sure, let's do that, Nerdy. It's all going to the same thing, which is fantastic. Thank you guys for all the support as well, for retweeting the stream. Ooh, we're almost there, y'all. I know. It is insane. It is insane, Sky. Ugh. We gotta last another 131 years somehow. We'll do it. It is absolutely insane. If you guys want to know more information, like I said, it's command BTC, and it'll explain all of that as well. I'll show you guys some cool stuff as well that will be happening. But who's counting? Estimates gender equality is 131 years away. We are very committed, though. We are very, very committed. Okay, got all my stuff. Welcome in, y'all. Let me give you guys some chill vibes with just the lo-fi stuff that I'll just have in the background, because I think my stuff is too bumping right now in the morning. So thank you, Nerdy. Thank you. All right. I think you put it there. Yeah, I think the thing was working. Okay, so I do want to make sure all this is good for you guys. The bot hates you. No, it works out. It works out. I know my commands are a little delayed. I don't know why. Okay, wants to make sure everything is good back here. Thank you for the follows, y'all. Yes, let me check that right now, Pharaoh. Oh, let me see. Thank you for that. You're good to go as well? Okay. Okay, that's what I thought it was gonna say. So, you know what? I'm gonna put you guys on my screen, so, on my end, don't worry about it. Thank you, guys. Okay, cool. So let me do this. Hi, Chaos. Welcome to the stream. All right. Okay, cool. They are ready. Thank you, guys. Welcome in. Hi, Haunted. I appreciate you guys being here. How do I... Okay. All right, y'all. Remember, if you guys want to use Command BTC, it'll tell you guys more about what we're doing today. I'll do that in a second then. I got you guys. Thank you for that, Pharaoh. Thank you. Just a little testing. A little testing doesn't hurt. Okay. All right, well, I guess we should begin. We can get some more time to talk with these amazing creators. Now, it's Beat the Clock. Mission Beat the Clock. That is what we're doing today. Hi, Pop-Tart. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So, we're actually going to start in a few minutes. So, roughly about like 10 minutes or so. Maybe like 15 minutes. But we'll be starting Mission Beat the Clock Day 1 on the front page. So, we're going to be celebrating International Day of the Girl. Like I said, you guys can use commands donate to donate and support for the cause, and BTC. I'm getting myself confused now. BTC to learn more about what we're doing. And this day is a special day for girls created by the global organization Plan International Canada. We'll be able to talk to them today, and I'm pretty stoked about that one. We'll be partnering this week. This day was declared by the United Nations to support more opportunities for girls and increase awareness of gender inequality. So like what you guys saw in that donate command, it's gonna estimate 131 years for that to happen. It is absolutely crazy. Hi, Chelsea. So, I'm excited because today we're actually be talking about safe digital spaces with all of our amazing guests today. And we're going to have some amazing Women Guild members. You see a few of them in the stream right now. I'm super stoked that they're here. And we'll be having a cool discussion with Flo from Snapfinger Studios, Dr. Lisa Fennell. We'll also be having Riley, who is also from Plan International Canada. I'm excited to talk to her as well. And we'll also be having Cody. Cody's been pretty fantastic and love chatting with him. So we'll be beginning very soon. And like I said, if you guys use the commands, donate to support the cause and BTC to learn more. Welcome in though, y'all. We'll be starting very, very soon. Let me get all my stuff situated here. Hi, Rio. Welcome in. Let me get all my stuff situated, and then we can talk to these amazing gals. You're here to embarrass Maggie? Let's see. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. Mystic's like, why? Alright. My amazing guild ladies. I'm going to start putting you guys in, because I want to make sure you guys are going to look all, what do you call it, displayed on the screen. So, if you guys want to have your mic muted, that's fine. I'm going to just be seeing this on my end, so don't worry. Don't you worry. Just want to make sure everything is a-okay. But thank you guys for coming in. Thank you guys for the follows as well. All right, so let me see. I'm sorry for Adam. No, you guys are fine. So I'm adding you guys in. Like, so if you guys want to have your mic muted just for a second, and I'm the only one that can see you guys right now. I just want to make sure you guys are placed all good on the screen. And mods, if you guys can keep putting the commands, just because I don't know If it's getting, I think my bot's kind of slowing down the description of it. Like it's not popping up as often as I want it to be. Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think there's just like a little bit of delay happening, but thank you guys. Okay, so let me copy these. Thank you, chat. All right. Add you guys so you guys can fit all cozy with me here. Okay. So welcome in everyone. Okay, so I might have to put show. Okay. Sorry, y'all. There's just a little back end stuff just to make sure this is all actually happening. Okay, so you guys are okay. All right, cool. Yay! I see one of y'all. Oh, it works out. Okay, cool. So I guess just mine is just being the weird one. Y'all look great. Okay. Put myself right here. All right, we'll begin soon, y'all. No, I think, I don't know. I don't see that actually. Maggie, I think you're good. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good. Yay. Thank you again, y'all. That was so weird. It got a little weird for a second. It definitely did. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. So we'll definitely be starting up in a minute in a second. All right. Well, yes, y'all. We are celebrating International Day of the Girl. Like I said, if you need more information, please type donate in the chat to support the cause. And also command BTC to learn more about what we're doing today. Have a good one, Speed. So, oh my gosh, I need some water. I'm so sorry. But thank you guys. Thank you guys. I think we shall start up in a second. Okay, but just letting you guys know, for the first hour, we're going to be welcoming Pharaoh, who is a variety streamer who loves anime. Love that, love that. And Mystic, who loves coffee and cats. Such a great combo. I'm very excited about that. And they are both from the Twitch's Women's Guild. And we're going to be learning about them, and it's going to be such a good time. Thank you guys for the raid. Thank you guys for coming in. Welcome in, y'all. So, the Twitch's Women's Guild is super fantastic, to be honest. It is a safe, private space for women across Twitch that aims to amplify our voices, increase visibility, and provide more opportunities and resources for our personal and professional growth. And it's been amazing being a part of it. There's so many amazing ladies in there, and I'm super excited that we're going to be able to chat with a few today. So definitely going to be an awesome time. Thank you guys. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. All right, so ladies, if you guys are ready, I think we should definitely get this started. More time to chit chat with some awesome people. So, welcome in, everyone. If you guys can welcome Mr. Kitten and also Pharaoh. We'll be talking with them first. There we go. Yay!
Hi.
Are you guys able to
Hi.
hear them fine? Just want to make sure that you guys are all good with them. They are so amazing. If you guys can actually do some shout outs for them as well. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. It is good to meet both of you guys. I've been lurking in both of y'all streams, and y'all are super fantastic.
I want to apologize for my community in advance.
That's okay. That's okay. They're just showing some extra love.
That's so cute.
They look fantastic. Thank you for shouting them out as well. So, I guess let's start it off. So, I guess what I want to know, what are some of y'all's favorite hobbies? What do you guys prefer in your coffee? If you guys love drinking coffee, maybe what's your favorite current comfort movie, or maybe a spooky movie since it's the spooky season. So, Pharaoh, let's start with you.
Oh my god. Wait, listen. I'm not gonna remember all that.
We are good. Anything you want to share? Let's
My
bring it.
coffee has milk in it.
Love it.
That's all I do. What are my hobbies? Anime.
Anime? You love anime? How much anime do you watch?
Oh my god. Oh my god. I maybe like watch a season of anime every day.
Every
Like, a
day? That's
different
awesome.
one every day. I'm like,
That's fantastic.
yeah.
What are your favorite ones you're watching right now?
Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm watching Vinland Saga and Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen is actually like out like very soon today, so I'm very
Oh, that's
stoked
very
and
true.
very
Every
excited.
Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Super awesome. I love that. And what about you? Do you want me to call you Maggie or do you want to be Mystic?
You can call me Maggie. I don't mind. First of all, I want to ask, do I sound okay? Like, is it correctly at all?
It's a little bit, just a tiny bit.
Is it okay? That's weird. I'm not sure if it's my microphone or
I can hear it a bit.
Yeah, it's just like a tiny bit. It's nothing too crazy though.
okay. Okay, as long as it's not too bad.
She sounds
Well,
great,
in
right,
my
chat?
coffee,
Mhm.
huh?
I was just making sure the chat's just like
Oh,
she sounds great.
no, you're fine. Um, so in my coffee, I don't know. It really depends on the day and also month. I really like iced coffee,
Oh.
but this time of year, I definitely lean towards more, I don't know, like pumpkin-y stuff. Not like the basic pumpkin spice latte, but sometimes I dabble in it. I'm not saying it's bad, but I do like it a lot. Favorite comfort movie overall, Spirited Away.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my god, that's
That's
a
a
good
good
one.
one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
As far as like a scary movie, I probably say Halloween Town.
Oh,
That's
that's
my
such a
favorite
good
comfort
one.
movie. Yeah.
I still need to watch that one this
Um
season.
and hobbies, this is gonna sound super silly and
Mm.
whatever, but I really like working out. I
That's
really,
awesome.
really like working
Why is
out.
that silly? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that
That's
is
good.
great.
Because I always feel like, like the typical like gym rat when I talk about it. I'm like, eh.
I love that. I wish
Which
I had
is
more
not a
time for
bad
working
thing.
out. That's super great. Can
But
Maggie, can I recommend one latte you should try this season since you like coffee?
yeah.
Unless you've already tried it, you should definitely go explore a place that has a s'mores latte. It's really like a s'more into a
Oh,
latte.
that sounds really good.
It's
Have you
definitely
guys ever
Sounds
had
very good.
affogatos?
which one?
Yes,
Affogatos? They're like they put like ice cream in it.
Oh, that sounds
those are
great.
so good.
So they like it's like a Italian way of drinking coffee apparently, and then they put like a practically like a bowl of ice cream in your coffee. It is so good.
Oh, that sounds so good. I've never had that
It is
before.
so good.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. So, but since we're all streamers here, I want to know more about your your streaming community. So, how would you guys describe your stream and your community? So, Pharaoh?
Oh, okay. I'll go first. My community is moderately unhinged. Um, I feel like I have like fun ADHD. So just like me, my community just vibes, but like it's just really random because one day, like 1 second, well, I'll be like crying because I'm like grateful for something, and then 2 seconds later, I'm like shouting at the top of my lungs, and like it's really confusing. But my stream is honestly just like it's just like a cozy place, kind of, but also how do I put chaotic cozy. Let's
I
say
love
that way.
that.
That's good. That's good.
Chaotic cozy, such a good term. Love that. And how about you, Maggie?
To put it in perspective, I would say every single day. Hold on a second. I feel like my mic is just crackling.
Yeah, that's okay.
Is okay. Um, every single day is like a fever dream, but in the best way possible with my community. And I mean that with my entire heart. They're the sweetest, most chaotic group of people you could ever meet.
I love that.
And I genuinely mean it. And as you can see, they like to cause chaos wherever they go.
I see a few of them in the chat. Just a few.
Yeah.
They love chaos. Some of them are saying just a little bit chaotic, and they're like, "We love you,
Just a
Maggie."
little bit.
That's super awesome. Okay, that's great. So, we're all complex people with so many layers and different
Mhm.
backgrounds. So, safe space looks different for everyone. What does a safe space mean to you guys? Like, have you built that in your corner of Twitch already? Maggie.
Um, so I think it's a difficult topic. I personally think that no space is technically safe. We're all on the internet. We are dealing with hundreds, maybe thousands of people a day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we just try our best to make our spaces safe. I do my best. I communicate with my mods. I communicate with my community. Um, we're very vocal with each other. I talk a lot, but we do our best. If we see something's wrong, we make sure it's out or we talk about it, fix the situation, whatever it might be. Um, but I think it's always a work in progress. I think if you try and strive to have a safe space, that's the best that you can do.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love that. How about you, Pharaoh? How do you keep your safe space on this
Um,
internet world?
so mine's a little okay. So obviously, as a woman of color, on the internet, life can be kind of hard. Um, and so safe space means like very different things. I totally agree with Maggie in terms of like it's you can't really be 100% safe. There's no way.
Yeah.
But to me, like a safe space is something that's actively safe. That means that people are taking active action to have like uncomfortable conversations to like maybe re-educate, realign people to certain values or like make people understand specific things so that other people feel safe in the community. And it's so important, I feel like, to make people aware that it will never be safe if there's anything that elicits somebody else feeling uncomfortable,
Mm.
you know? So it's a very active effort that takes a lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of fostering and really uncomfortable moments, but I think it's really worth it personally.
No, 100%. I love all of that. And definitely shout out to our moderators who are also trying to keep all of our spaces safe. So, mods, thank you guys for keeping our community super safe. How would you guys describe your mods, by the way? Do they like to like pick on you a little bit? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's in their mod contract.
No, for me it's they're a little I have never experienced a more love-hate relationship in my life. Okay? Okay? They will like when I was pushing for partner, they got me like a cute sign and whatever, but then 2 seconds later he was like, "What are you going to do? Fart?" And I was like, I can't really get an in between. There's no
Yeah.
in between. It's either full bullying or full love. I'm okay with it. It's cute, but they're always there for me and it just they mean a lot to me.
Yeah, our mods are great. How about you, Maggie? How's that mod
No, I
relationship as well?
I would agree. We bully each other like in a nice way.
Yeah.
But they're some of my best friends,
Hmm.
honestly. I couldn't ask for anything more. Like in and outside of streams, we have constant communication with each other. We talk about day-to-day life outside of streams, in streams, whatever it might be, but they're on the bat. Like if something happens in chat, you're not going to see it. And if you do see it, it's because we either like talk about it, we'll speak on it or something, or you know, it wasn't caught right away, but that's fine.
Yeah.
But I am so thankful for my mods. I really am. I
We can
really, really
definitely
am.
think.
They
Mhm.
yeah. They don't only show up for me, but they show up for the community. And if it weren't for them, I wouldn't be able to do what I do.
I love that. We can probably all agree that like the communication is key just to keep our space, like our safe space, in our own streams and everything. So I love that. Love that. Okay. So, why is it important for organizations like Plan International Canada to raise support for safe digital spaces for girls and women around the world? What do you guys think about that? So, Maggie.
So many reasons. Being being a woman on the internet, is definitely an experience. And you'd think as time goes on and as things change in the world that people would be a little bit more in tune. Um, but that's not the case. You just don't know who you're dealing with on the internet, and it's such a scary place. It really is. And it's always important to speak on it. It really is. It's again, you just have no idea. You really don't. You don't know what you're gonna encounter one day or the next. And I know it's like it's not always that way, but I mean, just as like a creator, the amount of people that come in say something awful just because I'm a woman and they think they
Yeah.
can say that, or I get DMs or whatever it might be. You just don't know who you're dealing with, and it's so important in and outside like of the internet space. It's you know.
Hmm. No, I definitely agree. Yeah, it's really hard out there, and just I don't know. We have to prove a little bit more that we're stronger to do this and everything. Like putting ourselves out on the internet It's just I don't know, there's a little bit of vulnerability, but we're definitely tough for this. And this is honestly
Mhm.
such a great space, like content creation. It's so fun, everyone you meet and everything. And what do you think, Pharaoh?
I mean, for me, it's like it. There are so many situations where, as a women online, there are so many inappropriate like advances. People who think that they have, you know, entitlement to you and your body, um, and you know, non like not non-consensual like sexualization of you and things like that, and it's just so inappropriate and so unacceptable. That's why like charities like this are very, very important. Empower women who, for example, want to go into spaces like this or other spaces where there's, significant lack of women in the field. Like they need the resources and the ability to boost them up in these situations, because a lot of people, for example, even take for granted how much work a woman will have to do to reach the same spot as a man, and they will always belittle the woman because and tell her that it was because of the way she looked, the way she acts, the way she sexualized herself. But what you don't see is how much she works, how much she puts in the time, how much
Hmm.
there's blood, sweat, and tears into it. And honestly, charities like this are really important to support women like that.
No, I definitely agree. That I love that. I love everything of that. Remember, chat, if you guys do command BTC, you will see what we're doing today and also donate to support this amazing charity we are doing today. We need to spread more awareness of this, and I'm glad we have some awesome ladies from the Twitch's Women's Guild to talk about, to share their experiences and everything like that. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. Do you guys think that is there a streamer that had a streamer's community that has like inspired you the moment you joined their chats? So like the moment you joined it, you just knew it was just like this is amazing. Like what did you learn from them? So Mystic.
um, there's actually quite a few. The first 3 streams I really, like, hung out in when I joined Twitch, I had a bit of a weird journey. I dove into Twitch, like, head first. I didn't dip my toes in, I didn't know what I was doing. I just kinda went for it. That was a few years ago, but at that time, I, came across a few streamers who then had recommended channels, and one of those was Mother Moon, aka Danny, um, Cheebs, formerly known as Chilbo Baggins, and Misha Crossing. And I think all 3 of them are such a force on this platform. And every single day they are teaching their community just the importance of having a safe space. Like whether that be boundaries, whether that just be being their own person, inspiring everyone to just be themselves, um, and just having a community that's like family. Um, but those were the 3 streamers that totally inspired me and still inspire me to this day, and I still hang out there.
That's awesome. How about you, Faro? Which are some content creators out there that you've been looking up to?
It's so funny because it's the like exact similar story as Maggie. Honestly, there's literally 3 that I also went dive in. Like I did not. It was like COVID times. I was like, that's it. I am going in. So, and it's for like Alana Misako is one. And Shania actually, who's in chat, is one. And another one was or is Blizz, but formerly known as Blizz Bear. These are people that I like have inspired me so much in their vulnerability, in their honesty, and then also like moderating situations when that vulnerability can be, for example, taken for granted or not handled well, but also the community handles it very well almost all of the time. So it just so like honestly, hats off to them for even inspiring me to start streaming in the first place, because honestly, I look I look up to them so much.
Yeah, no, they're all fantastic. I love that. Okay. So, how long have you guys have actually been streaming on Twitch? Like, have you guys seen a change from the start you started streaming on Twitch till now at this point? How would you guys say it's like been a little bit different for you guys? If Maggie, if you want to start that one.
Yeah, like as our own personal journey
Yeah,
or
like your own
as like
personal journey.
Twitch.
Like, do you guys feel like it's been changing throughout the years or anything?
Oh yeah. um I first started streaming what was it, July 26th of 2020. Um, I it's been okay, so it's been about like a little over 3
Mm-hmm.
years. I'm coming up on 2 years of partner this weekend.
Oh,
It's been a wild journey,
oh yeah.
but I will say it was a bit bumpy when I first started streaming. Like I said, I went in head first. I didn't know anyone. So I definitely had some people in my community when I first started. And that was a little bit of my fault because I was being I don't want to say that. I was a little naive, but um I had some like moderators at the time that like were just kind of controlling and I wasn't really myself. But a few months down the road, like I said, I was watching these streamers and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh wow, I'm really inspired." So I just started to be myself more. I talk a lot.
Love
I talk a
that.
lot, like to a fault. So I just started talking more. I started opening up out of my shell, playing games that I wanted to play, doing things that I wanted to do. And ever since then, I haven't really looked back. Um, and I've met some of the best people I've ever met in my life, including Twitch is not a dating site, but I did meet my husband on Twitch.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Did they like start off like as a viewer or it was a moderator? How did that happen?
I was recommended by one of my friends
Mm-hmm.
to raid into his channel, and
Pharaoh.
long story short, he was playing Stardew, and I was like, "Who's this handsome man playing Stardew?"
Great game too.
I know. I was like, "Oh, he's a cozy gamer."
Oh, that's great. What? That's awesome.
Anyways, yeah, that's a lot has changed. I'm a different person. I'm the same person I was 3 years ago, but more myself. And I'm very thankful for Twitch and the people I've met along the way.
I love that. That's so great. What about you, Pharaoh? When you first started, when did you first start streaming, and like do you see it differently now, like as the years have gone by?
Yeah. I actually started streaming only 2 years ago.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, I did, and it was it's weird to talk. It's like think about because it's just like it feels forever ago, but it was only like 2 years. It's just so weird. But for me, it was just like I don't know. Slowly as I started streaming, I've always had like severe like self-esteem issues, but like people would come in and be like so nice to me over and over to the point that it actually made me just like uncomfortable because like I don't handle compliments well. I just don't. But like as time passed, I slowly starting to actually like believe them, and that happened because I fostered a safe community that made me feel that I could believe them, and because of my community, I actually like I have more confidence. I feel like I'm more me. I'm more I even had the ability to like come out um because of them, and fostering a safe space is hard, but they made me feel loved enough to kind of love myself.
Sorry, you're putting me in the feels right now. Oh my gosh. Like, that was amazing. I
I'm
love
about to
that.
cry.
No, Pharaoh. All the hearts in the chat, please, y'all. They're so amazing. I love talking to them. It's so awesome how both of you guys have like curated this safe space community, and it's helped all of us, like from our self-esteem to like making us feel more confident, and we definitely appreciate that. If any viewers from their communities, we appreciate you guys. That's so amazing. So, speaking of like features that Twitch has had to make us feel even safer in this space, I just want to shout out that this guest star feature is actually really nice. I love that it's helped us communicate this way, and we're able to like talk about our communities together. What is a feature that Twitch has dropped for you guys that has changed the game for you? That what do you think that they have added recently that like has helped your stream a little bit right now?
um,
Maggie, if you want to take that one.
this one's gonna be, I don't know if it's technically a feature.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it might be a weird answer, but recently they changed it so banned viewers can't watch your stream
Mm-hmm.
if you just check it off.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I listen, if we're talking about safe spaces, I will scream it from the rooftops.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I could write a book on boundaries and just a lot of that. That's a big one for me. That changed a lot of things. I felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders.
Yeah, that one is actually really, really great one. What about you, Faro? What's like a feature that you've liked that Twitch has added in?
There's there's two,
Oh.
but my current favorite one is shield mode because I don't have to turn it on every time. It's been very stressful. Every time I'll forget. It's so stressful. And I really like it because like, woman of color, also, a very out, proud, like bisexual woman. Um, hate raids. Gotta shield mode. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. I feel safe. Um, but also animated emotes. I'm sorry. There is nothing that
Those
brings me
are
more joy in
those
my
are super
life
fun.
than animated emotes.
That's great. What is something you wish Twitch had possibly, or something you would like to see added later on to help improve stuff? I guess Maggie, if you think of any features you guys would love to see for your stream, make it feel a little bit more like protected, or you guys think that right now the stuff you have right now is super helpful. Like shield mode's a great one as well as like you said. There's the auto modded stuff as well that's super helpful. Is there any other feature you guys think that you would love for your stream?
Honestly, off the top of my head, I can't think of anything at the moment. Um, the banned users not being able to view stream was a huge one.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't express that enough. Honestly, just more protection, but I know that Twitch is doing their best. And I know that's hard for a lot of people to hear because a lot of content creators have a very hard time
Mm-hmm.
with hate raids and everything on top of that. I don't think we're, like I said before, I don't think we're ever going to be 100% safe, but any step towards that 100% is a step in the right direction. Um, I can't think of anything specific,
Okay.
but everything they've added recently has been really nice.
What about you, Faro? Do you have anything that comes to mind as well?
Yeah, I would say like a button for hate raids. Like a button that automatically detects that these people are bots. Dip, bye bye. I don't have
Yeah.
to email someone. I don't have to like deal
Mm-hmm.
with it. So it's not like a task. And then I'm pretty sure the people running those hate raids are just gonna give up because it doesn't affect us anymore. Like I could
Mm-hmm.
just press a button and you're gone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That'd actually be really
But
helpful.
right. But also one thing, you know how cool it would be if we had thumbnails like available that we can put on our actual live streams like as we're live? That would be so fun.
That would be actually. I like that idea before you go
The
live.
amount of awful awful stills of our
Oh,
faces.
I've had a few.
Avoid those,
Yep.
please.
Some like weird angles on the thumbnail and people click on it. They're like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, what do you mean?"
There's so many of me going like this. I don't want those. Like, please, can we remove them?
I feel that sometimes when I'm like out IRLing and it's just like at a weird angle, they're like, "What is she doing? Like, is she falling?" Because like it's like in motion, and then it just captures that as a thumbnail. I saw a few good recommendations from the chat for like features. They said bot removal. That would be very
Mhm.
good. Like, you know how
Yeah.
when there's just like
Yeah.
follow bots or like just like yeah, that would be a great one. I like that one. I think I saw that one in the chat. That was absolutely fantastic. Okay. Well, it is awesome that you guys are part of the Twitch's Women Guild. It's such a great space there. I love seeing all the women in there thriving, doing some really cool stuff, and creating a safe digital space for us to feel really safe there. How does the community help you guys in what you do from being in that guild? And I guess Maggie, how does that help you guys?
Honestly, I actually need to like be a bit more active in it if I'm being 100% honest. Life has just been way too busy, but in the more recent weeks that I've been like active in the Discord and checking up on things,
Mm-hmm.
um the networking possibilities, just the opportunities and everything that the guild offers and actually feeling included in something.
Mm-hmm.
And that may sound like so silly, but Twitch is it's its own thing, you know, and there's a lot of groups of people and I think that's wonderful, but I've always felt and this is probably my fault, that I've just kind of floated, but I actually feel like I belong somewhere now, being in that guild. And it's very nice to have like-minded women in one space together, sharing different experiences, coming from different places. That's it's just been really nice. I was like, just to be invited to this, I was like, are you kidding me?
Hmm.
I was super excited. My husband's also a streamer, so like I said, I told him right away. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I got invited." um it just feels nice to be included. That's my favorite part.
What about you, Pharaoh?
One, it's not your fault. Everybody feels that way. Second of all, um, um, for me, it's different because I have like mad imposter syndrome, and I'm like looking in, I'm like, holy crap, who? Oh my god, like look at these people, they're doing so good. What the hell? And um, I've only started recently building up the courage 6 months later, to start talking. Uh, small steps. Um, but honestly, like seeing them, it's like the feeling that you get when you leave TwitchCon. Okay, you know that sense of like insane motivation and like I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be because you're surrounded by so many amazing creators.
Hmm.
It's exactly how I feel being in there. Every time I'm like looking at them like thriving and working hard and just like being so badass. I'm just like, yes, yes, I can edit this video. It's just motivational. It's so motivational.
Yeah, I 100% feel that. I'll go into the Discord and I'll talk in there every now and then as well, but I love seeing all the stuff that the other women are sharing, and then it just kind of makes me feel like I want to push even more. Like, I feel like I'm already trying to do my best now, but it makes me want to push more, to do more, and just like, it's just so amazing to see everyone's accomplishments there. It's just such a great space. Are you guys going to be actually attending any TwitchCon? That's going to be actually what, next week already? Both of you guys will
Yeah.
be there?
It's my first one, my first convention ever.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I'm really excited. I'm very excited.
Are you going to be having any of y'all's moderators go as well? Like, do you feel you'll be bringing in other people from your community there, or doing any meetups or anything?
There's a lot of people from my community going, at least, like a few handfuls, but moderators actually no. A lot of them, a lot of my moderators, like, I mean, there's like a few that are in the States,
Hmm.
but I have a lot overseas too. I was actually supposed to meet up with them in Europe for my first TwitchCon, but I had to cancel it. I just became a Canadian resident. I
Oh,
had to wait for
Slay.
confirmation.
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I had to wait for the confirmation, so I couldn't necessarily leave the country until then. So I did not get to meet my moderators, but I'm hoping next year.
That's super awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Will you be there as well, Pharaoh, to TwitchCon?
Oh, definitely. Oh my god, yes. I had the best time there. Last year was my first time going last year. Also, my first convention was last year.
Oh,
This is
that's
my
so
second one. So I'm very stoked. And apparently it's double the size. So, but I'm very stoked and I will be seeing some of my moderators and so many of my friends are going and I'm just like so excited. And maybe like meet creators that I look up. Oh wow, that's so cool.
I love TwitchCon. It's such a cool experience. I was so glad that it came back last year. After like, being a pause, with everything going on, and then now it was back. It was so nice to like reunite with people. So I'm
Have you been
excited to
to
see
those
that.
before?
To TwitchCon, yeah, I've been to the San Diego one and San Jose, and then now
Oh,
it'll be the Las Vegas one. So this will be like out of California now.
so cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited, and I'm super excited to meet more of the women's guild members. I think that's gonna be fantastic. That's great. Okay.
So weird to realize that streamers have like they're real people sometimes.
I
Like, wow, you're
know.
real. That's crazy.
It makes me nervous though. Like
Yeah.
like you said, Pharaoh, like imposter syndrome. I'm like, oh God, like, don't look
Hmm.
at me. Don't perceive me.
You have an ally there, buddy. You're good.
Please don't perceive me.
Oh, I love that. Okay, that's super exciting. So, is there anything you guys want to share? What are you guys working on right now besides streaming? I know we have our own stream schedules going on. What's other content you guys are working on that you love sharing with your community? You guys doing like special videos, some YouTube stuff, TikToks or anything? You guys, what do you guys are doing? Yes, Pharaoh.
I'm actually I just hit 10K subscribers on YouTube.
Let's
Yay!
go.
Congrats! That's
I'm so excited
awesome.
about it. I was like freaking out. I was just like watching it. And then somebody unsubbed. I was like, "Oh my god, you're evil."
Oh, like the
But,
lifetimer thing?
I hate those people. Why do you do that? But no, it's genuinely like something that means a lot to me because I do anime reactions there.
Oh, that's so
And
fun.
I literally have anime tattooed on me. It is
That's so
my
cool.
biggest interest in life.
Yeah.
I have all of the people that I am, down bad for in the back. Especially Gojo. You know. But yeah, that's something that I really like doing, especially because like everybody in my community is also huge anime weebs. Love that for us.
Love
Yeah.
that. Would you say that watching anime stuff is like a cozy little outlet for you from like, the craziness of the world or the internet sometimes? Just like,
Oh, 100%.
yeah.
100%. It's like, you know how people, for example, read books to be in their own like little
Mhm.
space? It's the same thing, but ADHD friendly. Okay. Because there's so many things like keeping me distracted and good. But like reading, for example, it's just like it's too much for me, bro. I lose track of thought real quick. So anime is where it's at for me.
I love that. Oh, I love that. The coziness of that. What about you, Maggie? What has been like an outlet for you off of streaming that you enjoy, that keeps you just like, this is my safe space right now, makes me feel good?
So as I said, working out earlier, but I've actually been recording my workouts,
Oh, that's
which is
cool.
the hardest thing I've done recently because it has to do with confidence. I'm doing it for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it not only to see like what I need to improve on, but to feel like better in what I'm doing. And also a lot of my community members are just like rooting for me in it, and they want to feel more confident in the gym. And not only that, but like for at home workouts, like for those that are able to work out, all of that. I'm not an expert by any means, nor will I ever really be one, but I just wanted to create content and something that wasn't just like playing video games on Twitch. um so yeah, it's a huge part of my life. Like it helps my mental health every day whenever I go, at least. Um yeah, that's something it's in the works, but I'm hoping to release my first video this weekend.
Oh, that's great. So it's like is it like your workout journey starting from the beginning, or is it just like you're helping others, like, get started in it or anything?
More so like helping others, not getting started myself, but like different types of workouts you can do, like the day in the life, like at the gym, showing and talking about how to do these workouts, like all that kind of stuff. Not only that, but like also learning from myself. And then like when I make these videos, I want my community or anyone to ask me questions because then we can learn about it together.
Yeah.
It's a huge confidence thing. I struggle so hard in that department every day. So, I just wanted to push myself in a different direction and go out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, so do you think like creating yourself a safe space on the internet helped you want to even push for different type of content, and you feel confident in doing it because you just know like I have a great supportive system, and I want to share more things with them. Do you think that's
Yeah,
like
no, just as Pharaoh said, like when I first started streaming to now, my confidence levels, like I'm still very self-conscious,
Mhm.
but when I'm on camera with my community, unless I'm having like, a bad brain day, which we all have,
Mhm.
I'm I'm just like in it to win it. I love being with them. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm on top of the world. Um there's no doubt about that. But yeah, when I first started streaming, I was so quiet and like so like like I would read the entire you welcome people in. I welcome people in all the time, but
Mhm.
I would read out their entire name with like every single number in their name. It's just like I
Love
was just
that.
really
Yeah, I love that too, actually. I would love to
Eye
hear
for
that too.
detail.
Yeah.
but it was so awkward.
Do you just like
But
snag a little
anyways,
part of their name now and you're just like, that's what I'm gonna call you now?
yeah, or I'm not able to pronounce it. I'm like, can I just like shorten that?
I've actually been, yeah, I've done that too. It's like, I don't know how to say it. I hope I'm not butchering your username.
I always say that. I'm like, can I just like call you like Lou or something? I don't know how to say your name.
That's why I just call people BB. I'm like, hi
Just
BB.
everyone in the chat.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome. That's so cool. I love that. Like, have you guys ever looked through like your VODs from like the beginning times and see how you are now? It's just like such a different, transition to see how it's become now. Pharaoh?
Oh my god.
You're just like, we don't
Well,
go back there anymore.
it's so embarrassing. I was muted for the first 20 minutes.
Oh no.
Okay. And obviously nobody's gonna say anything because nobody was there. It was my first stream. And oh my god. Not even my current fiance noticed. Okay.
Really?
That says something, you guys. Okay. It was so, and like there was like a white wall and there was like this awful shadow. There was no, oh my, it was so bad. It was so bad.
The beginning
But the
days are
growth
so
is
great.
really cool.
Yeah,
Growth is
it's
really cool.
really cool to see the growth, how
Mhm.
it is from the beginning to like right now. If you think, if you know like some friends or some other ladies that were going to be trying to get into streaming, what advice would you have for them, do you guys think, to get started? Because I know it's definitely nowadays, if you were to start stream, there's, I don't know, it's a little bit scary sometimes. What would you tell them if they wanted to begin, and how they could probably make their space safe as well? Like, what advice would you give them? Maggie.
Um, I okay, at any time someone asks me this question,
Mm-hmm.
I always tell them to just be themselves. And I know that is very open-ended,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't express that enough. And I know that's not always easy. Not only that, but having moderators you trust, those that are wanting to push you in the right direction. And you may not have that right away because not everyone is fortunate enough to have those moderators off the bat. But and I see a lot of new creators going into like channels that they're just joining or whatever and networking. Obviously, like don't promote yourself in new channels, just don't do that. But dipping your toes into other channels and seeing what they're about, like how they created their community. Um, if you want to take pointers by doing that, that's not the worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
But again, being yourself, don't let anyone like try to make you feel bad about wanting to play your favorite game, wanting to talk about your favorite show, or whatever you might be doing on stream.
Mm-hmm.
There's no wrong way of doing it as long as you're not hurting anyone and yourself, obviously. Um, do what makes you happy. That's the best advice I could give.
I love that. What about you, Pharaoh? If someone were to start off, what advice would you give them?
For me, it would be like have strength in the sense, like try to build up your
Mm-hmm.
strength in any way possible. Like build that wall real high, because you cannot let anybody's words like get to you like that. And obviously, they will. But you just have to like keep building that wall, dude. And do not be afraid of the block button. Me and the block and ban button are like this. You know, if somebody comes into my chat being like, "I have a question," okay, no, that's usually that doesn't lead to good things.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's always just do not be afraid of the ban button, and also don't be afraid of going live. Um, like just because you don't have enough equipment or whatever, do not be afraid to just press streaming now. Like
Mm-hmm.
do not be afraid. It is totally okay. If I could start off from the dungeon of a setup that I had, you know, genuinely, clutter is not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Top gear is not that needed. I was streaming
Mhm.
with my tiny little webcam. I was 360p.
Oh, I love that advice. That's true. You don't need the best equipment to just start off. You know what I mean? Just get
Mhm.
going, just like see how you feel about it and then just keep going from there. How would you guys, I'm very curious how you guys actually do this for your own communities and streams. How do you guys set your own, like, setting boundaries? Because I
I
feel like
was
that's,
just gonna talk about
yeah,
that.
it's just like, it's definitely very important. You know what I mean? Like you said, there's so many people coming in and out of your streams. Like, how do you guys set boundaries in your communities, and whenever people just stop in, like, how do you guys do that? And Maggie.
This year has been okay, 3 years into streaming. This year has been the year of boundaries for me. And I know for a fact that my community would agree. I have set my foot down at least, I don't know, at least once a week for the past year. I I'm so much of a people pleaser and I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it.
Yep. Yep.
And our job is to please everyone that comes into our chat. And yeah, I love being an entertainer. I love being a force on the platform or in my corner of the internet, whatever that might be. But we are our own people too. Yes, we may be women on the internet. Yes, we might, have certain bodies or whatever. Or yes, people might want to see this video game or the next and not like what you're doing. But this is your space for a reason. And if you don't put your foot down, what's the point? And I'm I'm just like constantly doing that anymore and I'm okay with it. I don't the hardest thing for me recently that I'm overcoming is setting a boundary and not apologizing for it. Cuz like I said, we're all people pleasers by nature. I just I'm tired of apologizing for being like, "No, I don't want to do that," or "I'm doing this because I want to do it." And then apologizing right after. That's so silly. It defeats the
Mhm.
purpose. That's exactly what they want. So when you really think about it, if you're apologizing at the end of it, that's their problem, not yours. You're setting boundaries for a reason. And I'm teaching myself constantly, but I'm also um teaching my community because I've had a lot of people, and I don't mean to sound boastful, but a lot of people have approached me and they're like, "Thank you, because if it weren't for you, I wouldn't be setting boundaries for myself." that that helps me a lot because I've gotten out of a lot of, bad like relationships in the past years, and not only like, love interests or friendships or people that were in stream. It's important inside and outside of stream, but
100%.
it's something I will always talk about.
Mm.
Love that. Yeah, and especially if you set boundaries for your stream and others are seeing that, they'll feel comfortable talking even more in your chat. You know what I mean? Just like feeling safe there. I love
Yeah.
that. What about you, Pharaoh? How do you feel about all that?
It's so funny that you say that because, like, for me, I was like such an insane, like people pleaser to the point that if I made somebody upset and they expressed, upset with anything, I would have like an anxiety attack. It was immediate. Like, what did I do? What can I do? What? Blah, blah, blah. And it's so interesting that over the past year, like, I used to, for example, before that, I would get my mods to deal with anything because I literally couldn't do it. I could not do it. It was too scary, too, like, I was just like, oh God, this is so uncomfortable. Like, I can't deal with this. But recently, I started to just tell them no. And I'll say it with a smile, and it makes me feel a little bit better
Mhm.
that I'm doing it with a smile. Although I'm pretty sure that's slightly threatening. Okay. But, I like saying no to people who are constantly pushing and pushing and pushing is an important skill to have. Just like Mr. Ken said, in life and in online also. Um, and just like I said earlier, do not be afraid of the ban button. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
It's so useful. Like when somebody genuinely consistently crosses your boundaries, you are within your right to actively protect your space. And you might feel uncomfortable doing that at first, but eventually it starts getting a little easier one by one. And my mods will be the first ones to say it. I sucked with that. So, but they've really once again taught me something else. The ability to stick up for what I believe in slowly, slowly.
Yeah.
Adding on to the ban thing,
Mhm.
you don't need a reason to ban someone. You don't need a reason. I'm sorry. If you've got a bad gut feeling, if they're rubbing you the wrong way, like any of the sort, you don't need a reason. This is this is your space, your job, whatever it might be. Mm-mm.
It's like establishments can refuse the right to serve somebody,
Right.
right? We can refuse the right to
Yeah,
entertain. I'm
we are an
sorry.
establishment.
Exactly. We're an establishment. I am a 100. I am not. I am self-employed.
I love that. So, how would you guys continue to keep your own community is just feeling safe going forward. Like, so you set down the rules, you know, you put your boundaries and everything like right when someone new comes in, you know what I mean? Or you just are you always just communicating with your whole community all the time, telling them like what's going on? Like, how do you always feel like you're keeping it safe for everyone?
It's it's different because I feel like I've established like a very close relationship with my community that they feel safe enough to like DM me or tell me, "Hey, something's up."
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's really important to me that I'm not unapproachable. For example, that people can talk to me, tell me, "Hey, I'm feeling this way about this thing."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hell yeah, let's deal with it. But in terms of like rules, it's in my panels. Like it cannot be trifled with. My mods will automatically let you know what my rules are. There's an automatic timer telling you what my rules are. Um, it's just, and sometimes like when I know something could be against the rules, I'll actively like make a point to say it out loud. Like, hey, do not comment on this. Hey, do not. Before when people would like comment things like in stream, like for example about my looks or something, that would make me really uncomfortable. I used to not say anything and just let my mods handle it. But now I'm like, please don't comment on the way. Like I don't feel comfortable. Just like stop.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's kind of an active process because no matter what, you're gonna have new people, and not every new person is going to be thorough enough to go through every single one of your panels. Like it's just not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important to reestablish the boundaries over and over and over.
I like that. Yeah.
Um, as far as rules go on my channel, we obviously have like the rules when you enter chat. Um, but I feel like most of the time, 9 times out of 10, you can tell how a person's gonna be by their first time message. Most of
Mm-hmm.
the time. Um, but we're very the mods and I are very like aware, you know, when someone comes in the chat, like, and it's a first time chatter. I make sure to like welcome everyone in. I try my best. And the community does too. They're very good about it. Um, but as Pharaoh said, we're very close knit. We're very, very close knit. But we also like welcome everyone in with open arms. Um, but with that being said, like as soon as someone is like saying something that's just not in line with our community, first of all, we let them know.
Mhm.
The mods and I'll be verbal about it, and the mods will say something, and we just kind of like we try to give them a chance just to you know, if it's something terrible, they're gone. But like if they just say something out of line, it's like okay, that's weird. I don't know how to feel about this. Um, we'll wait, see if you know they get better, but most of the time that doesn't happen. Most of the time we end up banning.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like
but
it's
yeah,
better to do that right at the beginning before it escalates, you know, anything like just
yeah.
crazier. So,
Yeah, no, like if it's like bad, they're gone. But like if it's just like a little bit like I don't know.
It's funny because they can tell on our faces. Like I
Yeah,
don't know
oh
about you, but I
god.
can't hide it on my face. I'm
yeah.
like,
Oh,
yeah.
I no, I have no poker face. I am the most expressive person ever. it's it's bad. Like what? Not only
Mm,
that, but my mods will post like sus faces. They're like,
yeah, my moms would do the same. Like, okay, what's about to happen right now?
yeah.
No, that's
Oh my god.
fantastic.
Sorry, that made me laugh. Just thinking
just
about the questions is making me laugh.
just like if they come in with something weird, it's like I feel
I
like
mean,
we're just
when
right alert when something happens like that. Just like, wait a second.
really, because
Yeah.
I always used to get dodo code. If you guys
Oh
don't
my
know,
god.
Animal
Shania
Crossing
in the
dodo
chat
code,
dodo code?
dodo code. Leave me alone.
Is that for like the Animal Crossing days or something? Just like all the
Oh
time?
my god.
Oh, that's so
Listen,
crazy.
I don't play Animal Crossing often, but if I ever do, oh my god. And
Dodo.
we're an 18
Dodo
and
code.
up community in my chat. Cause I mean we're wholesome, whatever, but we're also we cuss I cuss a lot. Sorry, but it is what it is. And obviously we're gonna not let people under the age of 18 hang out.
Oh, that's smart.
Um yeah, we're
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, but if I play Animal Crossing, there's a lot of, you know.
Ban the word. Ban the word. Trust me. Ban it. Ban it.
That's actually very smart, though. I never thought about that. Just like keep the words to a
And
minimum.
every
Like in...
variation with a
yeah.
0 for an O, ban it.
Dono code. Well, that's great though. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out today and sharing everything you did today. It was super super awesome. Guys, if you guys haven't followed the mods, if you guys can shout them out again. They're so fantastic. I loved chatting with you guys today. Is there any last minute or last things you want to highlight that you're doing that your viewers can see in the future coming up soon or anything? Anything they can look forward to, or when can they catch your streams actually too?
Um, I don't stream Wednesdays through Fridays, and I
Okay.
normally don't like promoting myself, but whatever. Um, I do stream Saturdays through Tuesdays, sometimes an extra day, but obviously next week is TwitchCon. I am
Mhm.
celebrating 2 years of partner this Saturday.
Yay!
Um,
That's awesome.
which is very exciting. So if you want to see just how chaotic my community can be, I don't know, maybe they'll be tame this weekend. I'm not sure, but we would love to have you there. Welcome you with open arms.
Love that. What about you, Faro? Where can they catch you? What are some new things you're working on right now you want to share with everyone?
Well, okay. I also hate self. Oh my god. But I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and possibly Saturday, starting again soon. But I post every day on YouTube. You guys can check that out like every day. So yeah. Thank you for having me. It's been really nice to have this conversation.
It was fantastic having all of you guys. Thank you so much for being here again. So thank you
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Y'all have been super great. Please show them some love, chat. They were super awesome. Thank you guys. I'll catch you guys hopefully later, and I'll definitely be popping
Okay.
you guys in your stream.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. You're so great. There we go. Please, y'all, if you remember, if you want to put command BTC in the chat to show what we're doing today, and if you guys would like to donate, it's command donate. I think we actually had some donations come in. I appreciate that. Thank you, Mystic. Thank you, Pharaoh. You guys were fantastic. Absolutely loved having you guys on here. We will be chatting with the next few people in just a few moments, so I'll be getting that ready for you guys pretty soon. Thank you guys. Let me get this all set for you guys. They were so great. I loved all the information they shared for everyone. Please give them, yes, thank you. Please shout them out again. Please give them follows. Donate. I think the commands, there we go. I'm so sorry. They're kind of getting a little backed up there. My commands are just a little bit slow. Awesome interview. Thank you. Yeah, it was so good to hear from them. Everyone is so kind. They were so kind. They were loving you guys. Thank you guys also for the incoming donations for the charity. We had a few people donate. Let me see if I can bring that up for you guys really fast. And please, y'all, I think you'll also like the next group of people we will be talking to. So I want to make sure that they're all good before we go to the next one. They were so nice. They're fantastic. They're absolutely fantastic. Let me make sure everyone is good to go. Like I said, we are raising money for Mission Beat the Clock. Command BTC tells you more information about it. I appreciate all the donations that came in. We had Jamie, we had T with Jade, we had Louie, we had Steve on a different name, but I think that's Steve right there. I love also the messages. Let's go. Safe spaces with hearts. And here's a little donation from a member of the Girl Hero community. Hope this helps. Keep up the good work. Thank you guys so much. Oh, and also, yes, another one. Let's go. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Thank you, Jade. Thank you so much for the donation. We can do chat. Oh no, you guys have been super cozy here. I appreciate it. Let's make sure everything else is good to go. All right. Okay, let me put one thing here. Mods, I just need to update one thing before we go to the next step. I'm actually going to also show you guys a little video in a second. But yeah, welcome in everyone. Welcome in. Y'all were fantastic. Thank you again. There we go. This right here. I'm trying to. My computer's going just so slow. I don't know why all the Stuff feels like it's backing up right now. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. We are celebrating International Day of the Girl right now. Like I said, please use Command BTC to have more information of what we are doing today. I need to get my fellow next guests. I'm very excited about talking with this group as well. You guys will absolutely love them. Bloody, welcome in. You guys will also be able to catch Bloody tomorrow as well. So if you guys can actually do a shout out for Bloody, she will be live tomorrow. Also talking with some amazing people. We just talked with the first creators from the Women's Guild, and we will be going for the next group in a second. All right, let me make sure this is good. Oh, it kind of reset a little bit. Give me 1 second, y'all. I don't know why this got all a little crazy here. Thank you guys. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right. And there we go. Mods, if you could update that one command. I just got asked about updating something. All right. We should be able to get the next group here. Sorry, I'll just testing out this really fast. Let me put that right there. Thank you very much. Thank you guys. Hi, Snapfinger. Thank you again, y'all. Okay, just making sure they're getting everything on their end. All right. Getting things rolling, getting things moving. Okay. Just making sure they are all good. Okay. I appreciate every single person tuning in to this stream today. It's very, very important to all of us, and we 100% appreciate everyone's support for this. All right. They're getting all cozy up in their space. I'll bring them in a second. So for the last hour, actually, we'll be talking with Flo from Snapfingers Click Studios. Very excited. Dr. Lisa Fennell from Mohawk College. Riley, who is a youth ambassador for Plan International Canada. And Cody from Plan International Canada. So we'll be having them as guests in just a few minutes. Just making sure they're getting all settled on their end. And I'm very, very excited about talking with them. Yes, thanks everyone for being here. Go Flo. This is going to be super exciting. I'm so excited to talk with them. All right, let's make sure they're all... Oh, sorry. It looks like the app is getting a little crazy again. Let me do that one more time. I don't know if this is just going a little crazy. Maybe I just have to have it up for 1 second. Sorry, we'll be getting this going. Just a moment. There you go. Okay, there you go. This should be hopefully working now. Let me make sure that they are good. Let's see. Yeah, I see them loading up now. Let's see. All right, there you go. Okay, it looks like I'm getting them in. Sorry about that, y'all. Just a little bit of back-end stuff I had to fix to make sure it actually was running pretty smooth. Okay, cool. So I think they're slowly getting it. Thank you, mods. All right. We're doing okay now. Awesome. It looks like it's starting to start out now. Very excited about chatting with this next group as well. Okay. So I'm gonna start adding you guys in. Like I said, for the last hour, we'll be talking with with Flo from Snap Finger Click Studios, Dr. Lisa Fennell from Mohawk College, Riley, who is a youth ambassador for Plan International Canada, and Cody from Plan International Canada as well. Let me see if I can start getting them. All right. Hopefully you guys can see me just a little bit. Just making sure you guys are all good on your end. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just loading you guys in right now.
Ambassador in here really quick.
All right. We're ready. I know we're waiting on 2 more guests really fast.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I'm just making. We're waiting for 2 more and then begin.
Awesome.
Let's see.
Good to see you, Flo.
Hi.
Oh wow, I'm so
They look
excited.
fantastic. I'm excited for you guys to see them. Just let me get
Hi, Dulcie.
here we go. I'll let you guys take a peep at them while we get the other 2 guests in. Oh, let me get one more link for you guys. Let's see. Oh. Oh, I see why. Okay. All right, we got awesome.
Perfect.
Perfect. And we're waiting for one more? Cody?
Yeah, there should be one
Okay.
more. We're just waiting on Riley.
Okay.
And I told them that they should have a new invite. Did you re-invite everybody?
I
Just wanna
did.
make sure.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect.
So it's just, it says that it's waiting for them.
Okay, great. I'll
Mhm.
let them know.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna slowly
the
start
standard
adding you guys
desk.
to
Very
this.
nice.
All right, here we go, guys. Just bringing everyone in. Such a beautiful, deep voice, they say, Cody.
Thank you so much.
Oh, let me move my.
Oh, you weren't
camera
referring to
slow.
me. Oh.
My cam slow down here. There we go. Let me know, Cody, if they'll need another invite, and I can totally resend it. But it does show that it's
Sure.
just waiting on them.
Yeah, it should just be a moment.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Thank you so much for having us today. This
Yeah,
is very
I'm so
exciting.
happy you guys were here. I'm super excited about this talk. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Yeah, doing well.
Yeah, really good.
International Day of the Girl.
National
Heck
Day of
yes.
the Girl. Mm-hmm.
It's basically Christmas.
Right?
I
And
agree.
we're talking about gaming, like it's all good.
Let's see. I'll probably resend it, Cody, if it helps
Mhm.
helps her. Make sure one more time. Invite. We're just waiting for one more guest chat, so 1 second. Okay. Yes, they do look great, Chelsea. I agree. All of them look great. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Louie. Yes, if you guys can please put the BTC command and the donate, that would be super helpful. So, okay. It's right here. Okay, I guess, yeah, just let me know, Cody, and
Yeah. I mean,
We
if
should
we
be
need to
good.
just, yeah,
Okay.
whatever we need to do, we can always fill time.
yeah, no, 100%. Okay, we'll do that. And if Riley, if you need any help, if you end up watching the stream, I can still try and get you in. Just let me know. Yeah. Would you like to start us off, Cody, and telling us how it all started with Plan International Canada? Can you tell us more about what you do there, actually?
Yeah, totally, definitely. So, hi, for everyone who doesn't know me, I'm Cody from Plan International Canada, and I manage our Game for Girls Equality gaming initiative. So this is actually kind of our 1 year anniversary. We launched it last year for International Day of the Girl in 2022. So we're excited to be back on Twitch and celebrating. But Plan International Canada is part of a global organization. We work across the globe, actually, in over 80 countries. We do a lot of developmental and humanitarian work, focusing on localization, gender equality, and children's rights. And we've been launched into the gaming space to try to make a change towards digital safe spaces and enabling girls in gaming. and working to support women worldwide by doing what we can. So, yeah, and Mission Beat the Clock, why we're here today, is actually really focused based on our Beat the Clock campaign, which comes from some really concerning research, which you might have seen if you've done, exclamation point BTC. But the equality gender gap is supposed to take 131 years to make. So that's just not okay. We're not going to stand for that. And so we're going to beat the clock to try to bring equality and work together until we're all equal. We want to make sure that no girls get left behind, and that everyone can join forces to take action and raise awareness, and to support these causes.
Love that. Absolutely love all of that. And how about you, Flo? Like, we want to know more about you as well. What brought you as an assistant producer for a game studio?
So I work for Snapping a Click, which is a indie game studio based in Brighton in the UK. If you've ever been, you know you love it. If you haven't, you need to go. It's and we're like small indie studio. We specialize in multiplayer party games, and why I can hear music. Wait, sorry, bear with.
Quick little
Let me
jam
just
sesh.
connect my headphones. Anyway, so we specialize in multiplayer party games. I started off as a streamer, funnily enough. I worked as a student. I applied as a streamer, and then happened to really love the company, happened to love games, and then now work as an assistant producer. So slowly, I was production assistant, now assistant producer, working my way up.
Do you feel like how much what is your day to day there? Like, do you feel like you're wearing like a lot of hats or anything?
Yeah, absolutely. So because we're an indie studio, all of us sort of take on different tasks. My bosses are fantastic, and when I started, they're like, "We're just going to let you try and do everything, and then figure out what you like, and then you can carry on doing that." And so I always try a little bit. Some things I loved more, some things I like less. Yeah, like as a producer as well, you producing is everything. You're doing everything behind the scenes, and so I even write some of the scripts for our characters on our newest game, Befuddle. I helped write the theme song for it. And then I also do all the social media. I do streaming. I do admin of like behind the scenes spreadsheets. It's ridiculous, but I love it because it's different every day and it keeps me entertained.
That's fantastic. Absolutely love that. And what about you, Dr. Elisa? What compelled you to pursue a career in academia?
That is a really good question. I just love to learn and I love to create and I love to feel a sense of accomplishment. And so I went to school and found my passion for learning. And I was always attracted to things that really got my heartbeat racing. And I found that it was in two respects. Number one, looking at representation, and particularly the representation of women and girls in media. And number two, I love everything action films, James Bond. And somehow I've been able to make this a career for myself, which is kind of amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really interesting, hearing about gaming and being and stepping into this space because, I understand what it's like to step into fields that are dominated by men. Action films are typically films that are made by men for men. And I've always stepped into that space and said, but I like them too. And there has to be a space for me as well. So I feel as though there's this connection between the gaming world and the action film world that I'm now straddling. And then when it comes to gaming, there's this maybe little known tidbit, but I love playing games. And for me, anytime I've done a major research project, whether it's any of my undergraduate, master's thesis, anytime I'm writing a book, I would write during the day and then I treat myself at night playing video games. And it was a way for me to rest, relax, but also stay attentive and productive, right? That I wouldn't lose my groove when I started picking up and writing the next day. So I've always had this really close relationship between the work that I've done and finding this satisfaction and this relaxing component with video games. And so for me, this is a space that's near and dear to my heart. It's been part of my life for as long as I can know. And I'm really honored to be able to speak with all of you here today.
Absolutely love that. Like, what would you say, Dr. Lisa? What inspired you to create a game dev program at your workplace?
When I stepped into my position as Associate Dean of Creative Industries at Mohawk College, they actually had a program that they were going to start. And so it was bare bones. And when I came in and I brought on my special consultant, Angela Stacator, brought in a great program coordinator, Raphael Tetro, I said I really wanted to create a program that was open and inclusive and that really tackled some of the challenges in the gaming world. I wanted to help create that next generation of open and inclusive creators. And that was the mandate and the goal that we had and we've been working towards collectively. And so we've added an ethics course and its first semester grappling with everything from representation to other issues and challenges within the industry and making that be upfront. When students apply to be in our program, we ask them about equity, diversity, and inclusion and why it's important for them to be connected. And we brought in the most intersectionally diverse cohort of students in our college's history. And I keep saying we're putting the industry on notice that in 3 years when they graduate, they're going to go out and they're going to be in all facets of game design. And really, that's how we're going to create more open and inclusive environments, content, and a culture for all of us to belong.
I love that. Would you say you've faced some obstacles like doing all this stuff before?
I would say in my personal career, I faced obstacles. And so I've
Hmm.
already come up with a lot of different strategies.
Hmm.
And I think for me, the struggle is if I've gone through it, I want to take down those barriers for others, for women, for girls to be able to step into this space. I had this amazing moment though early on when we were developing this program, and I sat around with leadership and I looked around the room and it was all women. My dean was a woman at the time. We had senior leadership, and I took a moment and said, wait a second, we're creating this game design program, and it's all women who are passionate about it. And it was really going against this broad stereotype about who enjoys games, what games are for, who they're being designed for. And we just had this, I had the aha moment, and I told everyone we're having an aha moment because it really challenged some preconceived notions. And it really emphasizes the point that games are for everyone and we all get personal satisfaction from them. And so we need to have spaces where we can all participate without being judged and without being pushed out of those spaces.
Absolutely love that. So Flo, I actually want to bring this back to you. How important is it in your field to have a safe digital space?
So important. I mean, not even necessarily in our field. Digital is just becoming very much just our everyday life.
Mm.
And so safety in day-to-day life is just as important as digital. The yeah, the line between virtual and real is kind of it's a little bit weird at the moment. And so it's I mean, we all know about it. Your phone is constantly on you. It's on like you've got your watch. Having a digital space for you online is just as important as having a safe space at home. It's very difficult. You know, I've experienced as a streamer, as a female streamer. Sometimes you get some trolls, sometimes you can get some harassment, and we as a company are very we're advocating for making sure that women have a safe space. All of our streamers are safe. Yeah, sort of encouraging that. Yeah, just a safe digital community.
Love that. How do you feel about that too, Cody, for your field of work, having a safe digital space for everyone there?
Yeah, no, I think it's hugely important, especially when we think on a global scale and you think about bringing people into these digital spaces, maybe even for the first time, and making sure they're established and have safe ways where people can engage and explore these digital spaces and kind of become global citizens in a way. There's a lot of the work that Planet National does actually works with people around the world and girls in their communities in the global south. And so a lot of them don't even have opportunities to access these safe spaces or even digital spaces at all. And so I think it's kind of part of us. We have a responsibility as like creators and curators on this space to, create a safe place for these to welcome these new, digital citizens and allow them to establish themselves and have their voices be heard and to explore and create freely and to their fullest potential. So yeah, I think we are the internet is not new in any way, but we're still pioneering a lot of it and developing it in the way that the global space interacts with it. So yeah, I think it's all about perspective and zooming out and thinking not just about how we interact in digital spaces, but how we're setting the platform and setting the standard for people coming into the space new who are growing up and young and like kids, or even older adults, now that technology is so much more easily accessible. We want it to be welcoming and to be a warm experience, and we don't want it to be hostile. We want to we want people to see the benefits of these tools and the assets that we have available to us.
Love that. And what about you, Dr. Lisa? Like for your program you have, how do you create a safe digital space for anyone that's like attending it or wanting to be a part of it?
I think first we as educators
Mm-hmm.
need to have that conversation ourselves. We need to be aware of the importance of safe spaces, and not just for, females, but for everyone. Everyone deserves safe spaces. We also have to understand the importance of inclusive spaces. Having separate spaces for girls and women doesn't mean that we're all equal. Everybody deserves that safe space together. And so having those conversations, setting that stage, and putting those goals in place is important. We also have very strong and open relationships with our students, making sure that we are clear in terms of, I don't want to say the rules of engagement, but what are the rules of the game, right? And that
Yeah.
means being open, inclusive, accepting. We spend a lot of time talking about teamwork, design thinking, that we're going to make mistakes, and really how do we work with each other with our differences, because I think diversity is the best thing that is out there.
Mm-hmm.
What makes us beautiful is our differences, and if we can take a whole bunch of differences and create something together, it's that much better than if we were all exactly the same. And so really prioritizing it, sending that message and repeating it, because sometimes you need to say something 3, 4, 5, 7, 12 times um, before people actually get it fully
Mm-hmm.
absorbed, and we're remaining consistent on that messaging. And then, of course, we have a lot of conversations about event planning. We're building out an esports administration program for next year, and having conversations of how we actually manage events, and how do we have those difficult conversations, how do we manage these spaces, and really again set the goal and the rules and the standards of what is acceptable interactions and what's not, because we want the whole community, our whole local community, regional, national, and global community, to feel like they have a place in anything that we organize. So I think it really comes from strong leadership, setting those goals, trying to train the next generation of people to step in our place, and really start populating the industry with people who will be able to uphold those goals.
Yeah, that's awesome. So do you guys think so like establish spaces just like the Twitch's women's guild? Could that help your line of work, you guys think? So I don't know if Dr. Lisa or Flo.
Who would like to go first? I think, first of all, I think it's wonderful.
Mhm.
And it's one of those things where we need to encourage voices
Mhm.
from a variety of people. And even when we look at the marketing of gaming and sports culture, it has historically been media driven, and it historically focused on a certain number or demographic of people. And it's really important for us to create more images, more opportunities to populate the internet with examples, because there is that notion that you can be what you conceive. And it's really important to know that there are spaces, there are platforms, there are careers that you can step into, regardless of your gender, right? That this is an open space for people of all genders to be able to step into, all races, all nationalities, sexual orientations, all abilities. That is really important for us to be showcasing and normalizing the participation of a diversity of people in this space. So I think the visibility component is incredibly important. And that's why we need organizations that are really pushing and doing the strong community work. That is important as well. Making those one-on-one connections, because I think what it does is it just challenges broader ideas and broader notions of what is possible.
100%. Thank you. I'll just move my cam. Hi, Riley. Welcome in. Let's see. I think, let's see if her mic's working. Oh, Riley, if you want to check your mic really fast. Let's see. Yeah, I love that, Dr. Lisa. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
Make sure Riley's all good on her end.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
We
I'm
got
so
you.
sorry I'm late. I had a Twitch account and it wasn't working, and then I had to make a new one. It was crazy.
No, you're totally fine. Welcome in, though, guys. This is Riley. You are a youth ambassador, right? For Plan Canada?
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit
So
more actually
I'm
what you
working
do?
with.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. So currently, I am with the Girls Belong Here program at Plan International Canada. So I get to do a little bit of the business side of things. I get to work directly with Plan International in their innovation hub, where I get to propose my ideas on some of their projects. And Girls Belong Here is all about inspiring young women or self-identifying girls to get a foot into the business world. So it's very exciting.
Love that. Love that. And if I can ask you, Ellie, too, because I also wanted to know, what have your experiences as a girl change maker and advocate been?
Yeah, so Plan International Canada actually did a study on this within Canada recently about how 80% of girls have either seen or have faced like harassment when trying to participate in activism. So, as an advocate myself, a long time, you're really scared to do anything because you see how the reaction is for a lot of times. But personally, like I've at least felt mostly supported. There's definitely been times like I've stood up for things like whether it be a more diverse board at school where I felt backlash, or I run a conservation TikTok account where it definitely feels like the algorithm works against me. But overall, it's still worth the troubles of it.
100%. Do you feel like you created a safe digital space where you're at right now?
Um, well, I try personally to obviously make other
Yeah.
people feel safe. But it's definitely still a work in progress. Like I do a little bit of gaming myself, and
Mhm.
I grew up in this environment where you have YouTube, you have Twitch, and I grew up watching a lot of female creators, and I definitely saw how they're not always treated equally, and oftentimes we see them they're sexualized quite often. So it's definitely important to work towards a space where all female creators don't have to worry about harassment or even just gamers generally.
Yeah, 100%. Love that. So, speaking of still Plan International Canada, Cody, is there any other initiatives that are going to be happening that you guys still support or anything?
Well, we actually are involved in a lot of kind of programs and projects around the world. Yeah, and like including Game for Girls Equality, we also have a huge campaign that's actually going to be starting called Gifts of Hope. And a lot of people may be familiar with that, but we bring tangible goods and transformative gifts to communities around the world. So that's something to look out for. And we'll do a Game for Girls Equality event around that, so be on the lookout. But no, we're involved with a lot of things, similar to what Riley was saying. The Girls Belong Here program is really huge for bringing youth voices into corporate spaces and helping, different brands and different big, corporations be youth informed and have a gender transformative lens on the work that they're doing. So that's a fantastic, I would say, initiative that we do. But we have so many different programs within our youth council as well that help domestic like Canadian youth. So we do a lot of work both internationally and locally. So yeah, I mean it's kind of a lot to bring into it, but as I said before, we're always kind of on the lookout for different crises to be involved in to support, so that we can be there where the help is needed as fast as possible. So
Hmm, that's awesome. Yeah. Okay. And for Flo, what other projects have you been working on recently, or what else is coming up with you?
So for Snapfinger Click, we're
Hmm?
game development, so we're making games at the moment. One that we've got coming up is called Befuddle, which we have actually curated a specific Day of the Girl build that you can all play. Actually, it's on our Steam page at the moment. The demo is free, and it's the current demo that's up is just has content just about women. It's either starring women or directed by women, led by women. And so we're doing that. We've got another game that's currently behind the scenes that we're making called Awkward 2. But basically, as a company, we're working hard at making games, but then also working hard behind the scenes at building up women in games, but also like generally just better diversity within games, a more inclusive space. I've worked for Snapfinger Click since 2020, so was that 3 years? Yeah, nearly 4. And it's such a lovely company because it's completely we actually won the best place to work this year in the games industry, because it is just like a really lovely community. We do a lot of stuff behind the scenes of going to events. Like I was at the I met Cody at what was it this year, the
Oh, Pocket
uh,
Gamers Connects.
Pocket Gamer Connects, yeah, in Toronto. Yeah, and then we go and we do lots of talks. I do things like these. And then we're involved in Limit Break, which is a UK company that's actually might be even international now, but it's a mentorship program for helping women in games and just all things like that. We just, we're working hard at doing both to make it a good space and also an entertaining space while we're at it.
While we're actually talking about Befuddle, I would actually like to play the trailer for the stream so they can actually watch it, because someone actually asked where can they find the game and everything. Actually, when could they expect the game, Flo?
We're expecting, so yeah, the demo's free for you to play now, and you can, and it's got enough for you to play it a few times. Plus, there's a multiplayer mode and then also a solo mode. If you don't want to, if you're not in a social mood, you just want to have a cozy night in. But the actual, we're expecting Q1 2024, so early next year. Yeah, and if you listen out to the songs, this is the one I mentioned, myself and Joe, who's in chat. This is one of the hats we wore. We were writing all the lyrics.
Here you go, chat. I would love to show you guys at least a trailer. So here, it'll be like a quick 1-minute trailer. Unless you have like an official one, Flo, but I'm picking the first one I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the official one, yeah.
All right, here you go.
Bees my name, Befuddle's my game. Cast a spell, did not go well. The cat walked in.
Are you ready for a befuddle? Here we go.
And the magic went spiraling. Not my stuff. It's all mixed up. It's Befuddle, it's a muddle, and it's changing a puff. Befuddle, it's all mixed up. Befuddle, let's fix my stuff. Crack those clues and make it all make sense. Shooby-dap, dooby-dooby-dap. Befuddle, it's all mixed up.
That was absolutely fantastic. I loved how all that looked. That was so great. That's super great.
Thanks.
Very, very nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
Joe's doing a better job explaining than me.
I was just reading
it's a
that.
game where it's got all like content, so books, TV shows, video games. The whole thing is that Bee is a witch and she has a Venus flytrap that's not doing very well. So she's doing a spell to try and make it get better, to make it grow. And then her cat, classic cats, if you got one, they're always where they're not meant to be, walks into the spell and ruins it, and means that everything in her room got mixed up. So the titles of all her media. So we basically just worked at making, so an example that Joe had, best pistol is Top Gun. You'll see the befuddle, so like, or young women desire entertainment, is like girls just want to have fun, like that kind of thing. And yeah, it's fun. I enjoy. I'm biased because I made it, but I think it's a good game.
And if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah, make sure to wishlist it.
there we go. Wishlist it, and the community can actually see more of it tomorrow. Actually, you'll be talking more about it, right?
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome. She'll be with Bloody Faster tomorrow, so that's gonna be super, super cool to see. Okay. And Dr. Lisa, I actually wanted to ask, what is your goal for your program, and how has it impacted your students?
Well, first of all, I think that is such a clever game, and I'm just still back on like Top Gun and like how clever you were, and I just love wittiness and all that clever kind of humor. So love it. I'm gonna play it.
Yeah.
In terms of the goals for my program, it's really making sure that we're building out some ethical, inclusive creators, making sure that we are populating the industry with people who are aware of some of the challenges, going in with open eyes, right? But also going in with open minds. I want to help train people who can work with anybody, because if you think about it, you could work with somebody anywhere in the world, right? Different time zones, different languages, different cultures, different genders. So, how do we prepare our students and our graduates to be able to work anywhere in the industry? And really, that's the ultimate goal, is to give them those, they're called soft skills, but I think those are those human based, people oriented skills. I don't like the term soft skills. So that you can use whatever techniques and tools that you've gained, but you're able to utilize them in a way that's going to be effective and in a way that's going to keep you employed. And so that's really my ultimate goal, is to give you the best opportunity to succeed in the industry. And then, of course, to be doing it in a way that's going to be open and inclusive to other people, and make sure that the workspaces are going to be open and inclusive. Snap, finger, click. They're not trying to take your best employee trophy there, but it's nice to have a lot of employers and a lot of professional spaces where you're going to have the same type of approach. So we're hoping to sort of match and model what you're doing over there, because it's pretty notable.
It's very, very cool. Love that. Okay. As for Befuddle, because I have that little jam stuck in my head as well, to be honest, right now that we played that. What was like the journey making that game, Flo? It seems like it'd be so fun.
It's actually super fun. So I think it's maybe one of the first games that I was fully involved from like start to finish. There's a few games when I started Snap Finger Click, because it actually, funnily enough, takes years to make a game.
Mhm.
And I sort of like hopped on mid development, but this one, it's been from the start. So it's been really entertaining writing all the content, but also seeing it from start to finish and QAing right from the start, where it's barely working till now. And it's like my little baby, seeing it grow up, and it's like actually playable, and seeing other people be able to download the game and having their feedback. And we've had really good feedback. So it's a lot of fun. I wrote the script for the main character's called B.
Mhm.
And this is a good example of why diversity is important in game development. Basically, people write what they relate to, and as a 20 something woman, I wrote for B as a 20 something woman, and it's kind of like, it's almost like she's me, which is why it's important to have a diverse group of people working in the studio, because they will make diverse characters. And so that was really fun. Writing the song was really fun. And now doing the writing the content for women in games was really interesting. A little bit disheartening because there's not so much of it. We've got thousands of prompts in the original game, and so writing ones that were like only directed by women that were well known enough, or songs that were only written by women that were well known enough, was trickier than the ones we've done, the full game that we've got coming out next year. So that's why we're doing this, you know.
Mm-hmm. No, that's absolutely fantastic. I'm super excited about the game. And just even watching that, it's so catchy. It's so fun. And
Thank you.
did you also get to choose the graphics, how you wanted it to look and everything? It just has like such a cool style with it, and the colors are super vibrant. I love that.
Yeah, we're working with Gamcat, which is another studio. We're like co-developing it, and we've worked with them previously, and we love Tom is our artist, and he's great at what he does. And we like that sort of, because we want it to be like a cozy multiplayer game. A lot of the games that we've released are very like sort of like Jackbox, where you play them with your friends.
Mhm.
It's not, we've got this one specifically got a solo mode, so that you can get cozy and play it at home with just you and your cat. You can be like bees. It's relatable.
Yeah, it's so fantastic. I love it. I guess this is for everyone. A question I'll love to hear from everyone. What is one takeaway that you would like everyone to keep in mind as we celebrate International Day of the Girl? What is something you guys would love to share with everyone about it? And I guess we can go with Riley. If you would like to start that one.
For sure. I love that question, because International Day of the Girl is obviously about uplifting young women, especially in this space where we often see them kind of being pushed down. So I really hope that the takeaway from today is that we should work to make these safe spaces, these digital environments that women feel comfortable in, and generally safe spaces around the world.
100%. Love it. What about you, Dr. Lisa?
That change is possible. We don't have to accept the current situation just because it's there. We don't have to accept things just because they're traditional. Tradition is a very loaded term, and that we have the capacity to take steps to make change. And that can mean joining platforms, putting yourself out there, connecting with organizations, talking to the people in your life. You know, as much as it's the day of the girl, it can't just be women and girls who are fighting for this. We do need allies. We need everybody to engage and participate. And so I just want to really say that change is possible, and it takes us working on the inside, the outside, working collaboratively, and not to give up. Change, it's not just a marathon, it's a relay, and it's something that we can do together. And yeah, I just don't want people to disengage and say, well, it's not for me, because we can change, we will change. It might take a little bit of time, but I think everybody here on this call right now is committed to doing it. And I can guarantee you that there's lots of people behind each of us that are also connected and engaged. So just keep pushing.
100%. What about you, Cody?
No, I really love what you had to say there, Dr. Lisa Fennell, about, everyone, all of us having people behind us as well, right? Like, we're just kind of pieces and representations of a lot of the work that's going on behind the scenes. And I think, the biggest thing for me is just 131 years, right? That's 5 generations. There's no way, like, when you put that into perspective, like, that's just, I don't know, it's unreal to think about that. And if you think about how far we've come, even in some of our own lifetimes, and you think about how far we've come since, the establishment of the internet, and, how these places have evolved, I think it's really just taking that perspective and realizing, you know, it may seem like a big task, but what you're saying, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. And so every little piece of progress and every chip at the block counts towards, reaching that end goal. So yeah, I think it's really just keeping in mind that you're not alone in this fight, and knowing that there are communities and organizations who want to support, that you can support, and everybody, it really takes everyone uniting and coming together, so that way, we can feel treated and respected without fear of, harassment, trolling, abuse, and just know that we're being treated equally no matter where we are, whether it's physical or digital, or if our face is showing, or whatever it may be. Everybody deserves to be treated the same way.
Love that. What about you, Flo?
Yeah, so within, I think it's important to remember the importance that women play everywhere, even if they're not visible on the screen. For example, we've 50% of all gamers identify as female, but that if when I tell that fact, people are like, nah, not true, nah, not true, but it is. And it's crazy that people don't realize that. And then it trickles down. At the moment, there's only 24% of game developers are identify as female. It should be 50% in order for it to make sense. So kind of doing that and the uplifting, making a safe digital space for people, so that we want young women to join the industry and to stay. Like we need to encourage them and give them the tools they need to join, but then once they're here, it needs to be a safe enough space for them to thrive and to stay. And then also, once we've and then what was I going to say? I'm getting too excited. But yeah, safe space, and I think that was it. I've got too excited. Sorry.
You're okay. No, that's fantastic. Okay, there we go. Sorry, it was like freezing up for a second. I hope everyone's okay now. I don't know if it looked weird for a second. Okay, going on for this, I actually want to know as well, why is representation important, and what impact can it have on girls' paths to choose to pursue? So Riley, if you want to take that one away as well.
Sorry, you cut out at the beginning.
Oh,
of
I'm so
that
sorry. I
question.
know I did see it acting up a little bit. It was why is representation important, and what impact can it have on path girls choose to pursue?
Yeah. So obviously, representation generally is just so important, because women should be pursuing these careers. As Flo said, like 50% of gamers are female identifying, yet
Mhm.
they're so underrepresented in the actual like game developing industry. And it's because oftentimes we don't see ourselves in those positions. It's that stereotypes those that exist, that you see when you think of a doctor, you usually think of a white man. It's those stereotypes that have pushed women especially away from these fields that have often been, even though not like by percentage dominated by men, but spaces that have been dominated by men. So I definitely think that the best way we can get more representation, especially for women in these fields, is to really tear down those stereotypes and kind of make a society that's willing to be open and willing to accept people for how they identify and who they are.
Absolutely love that. That was great. What do you think, Dr. Lisa Fennell?
I agree with everything that was said,
Mm-hmm.
and I would throw on it's an I don't say a new line of argument, but it's a new tool that I'm utilizing. And for me, positive representation, and for me, representation is both in the content that we're playing, the images, the characters, and how you are either attracted to them, maybe pushed away from them, through the actions and oftentimes the sexualization of characters.
Mm-hmm.
It can be really troublesome and off-putting. And representation when it comes to those who are working in the industry, those who are playing said games, those who are professional gamers, those who are making money off of it. Um, it makes good business sense. Like EDI, diversity, equity, it actually makes really good business sense. It makes for better products that are being created, more ideas, more perspectives, different storylines told from different perspectives, a more inclusive approach so that you realize you're going for a wider audience who will be attracted to not just that game, but probably all the subsequent games and all the games in that genre. So it makes good business sense. And then when it comes to those who are, in the industry, it actually makes for really healthy, vibrant workplaces. And I love what was said about not just attracting people into the workplace, but keeping them there. Because when people are able to get some of the nerves away, they can settle in, they kind of figure out the system that they're working in. That's where the creativity really starts to flow. And I feel as though representation matters in so many capacities. We sometimes, don't think about it, but we're not either getting the best or giving the best when we exclude or discourage a large portion of people from participating. And so I think we all lose when we don't prioritize it, instead of all of us winning and having greater content, more diversity, more role models in this industry that we can ascribe to. I think that for me is the ultimate goal, and that's why representation really matters.
That's great. What about you, Cody?
No, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, these two are hitting it like the nail right on the head. I mean, I would just echo everything they say and then just
Mm-hmm.
say, I mean, I guess from the other perspective as like being a male and growing up gaming like heavily, um, I've always tried my best to kind of be an ally and try to, support like female gamers and like call out like toxic behaviors and try to like set that expectation and try to be, a role model, like not just like talk the talk, but also walk the walk. And so, I think a lot of it is, breaking these norms and fighting that discomfort of like, if somebody's doing this and it feels weird to call it out, or if it feels weird to see it, like, it's pushing through that discomfort, and that's what creates not just a safe space, but a brave space where people can actually come out and be themselves and represent themselves. So yeah, and I love the idea of having more women, both like actually in games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because for me growing up, there was like all of the games had men in them, and then it was great to play as like a female character. Like I typically choose to play like a female character if I'm playing like a World of Warcraft, like an MMORPG or something, right? Like because typically the male characters just are too mass. I don't know, they're like just they don't really I don't really enjoy them, so I'd rather make like a cool like girl warrior or something that's going to go kick butt instead of like the typical male. So I feel like it's fun to embrace like breaking these stereotypes, and it's fun to think about women in these spaces and in these even careers that they might not think about, like whether it's behind the scenes at like a esports gaming events or like managing a gaming business. It doesn't have to be on stream playing games professionally. There's so much in the sphere of gaming, that I think it's just piquing that interest and showing the potential for a lot of these girls to kind of see what the options are.
Yeah, that is great. What about you, Flo?
Yeah, I loved what Dr. Lisa said about it being a good business idea to be diverse, because I think that people, because kind of minorities don't have the loudest voice, maybe some studios think, oh, the majority of our players aren't like that diverse, but just because they're not as loud doesn't mean that they're not there. And doing things like what we're doing now, like speaking up, and then being, again, something Dr. Lisa said about being an ally, like challenging the norms, and well, because they shouldn't be the norms, and hopefully they won't be the norm in the future. So that's super important. And exactly, like representation it trickles down. And then having, like, if someone were to relate to one of our games, let's say, maybe they'll work for us in the future, and then that would just, like, it's a big snowball effect.
Mhm.
And then hopefully we'll have, like, true equity a lot sooner than like, what was it, 131 years,
20
Insane.
years.
Yeah, it's just gosh.
That is absolutely insane. Because you did bring up allies, Flo. I actually did want to ask, how can other allies to girls who are entering spaces like gaming, where there'd be minorities and may encounter gender inequality and other obstacles? It's like, how do you feel? I'm so sorry. Just like, I don't know if that cut out there. I saw it like flicker for a second. Were you able to hear
Yeah,
that,
sorry,
Flo?
can you repeat that?
Yeah, let me get that. Sorry, because I saw my stuff freezing for a little bit. How can others be allies to girls who are entering spaces like gaming, where they may be minorities and may encounter gender inequality and other obstacles?
Just speak, like, just challenging. It's some, like, we're constantly seeing like women being attacked, either on, like, I mean, like, online, through
Mhm.
harassment and trolls. And it needs those other people to be like, dude, why are you saying that? Like, why are you being like that? That's weird behavior. And to just make it not there's the online, the last few years, I'm not going to, like, mention any names, but there's been some people, that awful people that have been speaking to young boys, and they've been changing their perspective of women, which is disgusting and doesn't make sense to me. I think it's ridiculous. And so just having people that are their role models has been like, no, that guy's a loser, like, why are you listening to him? That kind of thing. Because that's such a loser thing to do, like, that's not cool. And so, yeah, just kind of being an ally, challenging, and just everyone just doing a little bit to be like, oh, maybe we shouldn't think like that. And then again, supporting things like this, like the bigger charities and movements of helping it become a safe space once it's there. But just a little thing, like, if your friend says something a bit weird, go, why'd you say that? That's not normal. That kind of thing. Just, it starts from, it's like the foundations.
It's like holding them accountable if they say something, and just kind of trying to educate them and everything. Like, why are you doing that? What do you think, Dr. Lisa?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call it social sanctioning. So if somebody says something and all of us were to just like turn our back, then that person realizes that what they're saying and what they're doing, they may have thought that it was okay, but the rest of us are indicating that it actually isn't okay. And that's how you start to change mindsets, and that's how you start to change behavior. And I know that speaking up and speaking out is hard. It is so uncomfortable. You're very scared. You're scared of the repercussions, social repercussions, sometimes if it happens in person, physical repercussions. And yet by not speaking up, we're actually showing our acceptance of the situation. And just to put it into perspective, that moment of discomfort that you feel when you're afraid to speak up is nothing compared to the feeling of being targeted, about being and experiencing harassment, because that feeling doesn't go away. You hold on to it in the moment, and you hold on to it long after, and then you're still holding on to it the next time you choose to engage. So you've got this moment of discomfort, and then you have this really lengthy period of discomfort for those who are being oppressed, for those who are being discriminated against. And so it's maybe just sort of judging your moment of discomfort versus them and their kind of existence, right? Those are very different things to be weighing on the scale. And so I do encourage people, obviously, safety is important, throwing that one out there. But it's really important to speak up and say, you know what, that's not appropriate, because there are a lot of young people who are engaging in this space, who are observing and taking in the behavior that they're seeing and being socialized to believe that that's okay and that that's appropriate, that these are things that you should be saying to other people, that these are okay things to be saying in general. And at the end of the day, they're not. And so we need to be able to speak up and say what's right is right, but what's wrong is wrong, and you shouldn't be doing that. And that's also how we have a new generation coming up in gaming who will understand it should be open and inclusive, who will be challenging, and who will hold accountable those who are holding tournaments, those who are organizing different platforms and saying, why aren't you making sure that this space is safe? And I think that we can then do all of this together.
Love that. That's very, very true. Especially like seeing all these content creators, coming to this like streaming world. Like I would hope more start speaking up because they definitely a lot of the viewers definitely get more influenced by what's going on. But I do feel the importance of speaking up and making sure like you do call someone out, and it does help you create a safe space in your own community and everything. And I don't know if Riley, you had something to add to that one as well.
Well, I mean, oh, my camera.
Oh, it's okay.
Dr. Lisa and Flo did a really good job covering it. I mean, my generation, especially, like we grew up with YouTube, we grew up with Twitch, and I feel like we saw a lot of this behavior from a very young age, and nobody was there to tell us, well, you can't act like that online. And I think a lot of people my age have adopted this poor behavior. So it's definitely important to not be a bystander because a
Mm,
bystander just encourages that behavior even more. So definitely making sure like you recognize that behavior, you find a good way to approach it. As Dr. Lisa said, always be safe and try being respectful,
mm,
and then try to educate the person on why that is not a good statement, why that is not okay to say online. And it's definitely about taking action when we see this poor
mm.
behavior.
100%. What do you think, Cody?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is just recognizing the power of anonymity. And once you like take that away, then you're like most people wouldn't act this way, right? Like if any of these interactions that happen online were to happen in person,
Yeah.
well, first of all, most of them wouldn't happen because most people don't just talk to strangers anymore. So when you take that into account, it's like, why are we doing this if we wouldn't do this
Yeah.
in, a typical space? So I just don't know, why kind of the norm is that since we don't have our real names and our real identities attached to these actions we're doing, that they don't matter when they're actually impacting the person who's on the receiving end of them. Yeah, so I think it's really just kind of keeping that in mind of like, man, I'm not only, it might be funny what I'm typing, but is it really like what, like, it's not funny to the person who's receiving it, right?
Hmm.
And so keeping that in mind of would I actually do this in person? Would I actually say this to an individual who I have no idea who they are, right? So I think perspective is the biggest thing, honestly. People kind of just need to really think more like globally about who these people are and who these humans are.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like I said, it's especially like even just seeing it in the streaming world right now, a bunch of us, like you guys mentioned, you guys have done streaming before and just trying to be more vocal about just creating a safe space for everyone and calling people out. This is 1% very important. Awesome. Well, this has been absolutely fantastic, by the way. I'm so glad you guys are all on here. I don't know if there's anything you guys would like to add or where everyone can find you guys. So, Dr. Lisa, where can people find you and your work and everything?
All of my online handles are at Dr. Lisa Funnel, two N's, two L's, and Funnel. If you put one L, I don't know if you're gonna find me. And I'm around online. I also want to do a shout out to Mumbles Malarkey, who's been giving some really great commentary in the side, and just to highlight a comment that says same story is also important online. I think that that is something when we talk about recognizing change, being able to apologize,
Mm-hmm.
do that self reflexive work, and then being able to change. I think that's something we need to do as individuals, but we also have to give people the space to change and to make mistakes and yeah, continuing on with the commentary and great comments there from Mumbles Malarkey. But just recognize apology, self-reflection and work, but also forgiving other people, right? And allowing that space for changes is really important.
Yeah, definitely. And how about you, Flo? Where can people find you and what's coming up with you as well? Any highlights, anything you want to highlight actually?
So Snap Finger Click, you can find it's Snap Finger Click on all platforms. Yeah, we'd love you to if you have a go at our game and you like it, give it a wish list. That really helps us out on Steam. It'll be coming out early next year. My name is Flo Birchall. I have a like professional Twitter that I should use more, but that's at Flo Birchall, BURCHILL. My Instagram that I use as like a professional one is at FloEllaBee, FLOELLABEE. But yeah, I'm behind Snap Finger Click. So if you want to talk about games, then that's the best place to find me.
Awesome. And what about you, Cody?
Yeah, I would just have to shout out, of course, follow Plan Canada. That's going to be probably the greatest way to kind of get involved in some of our initiatives, as well as Game for Girls, because we don't have our own discrete social media. So if you reach out to Plan Canada and you're interested in doing any kind of gaming activations or being involved with any kind of our work, reach out through there. My personals are all like Mr. underscore Cody underscore Ray, but they're very undercurated. There's no pressure to follow me or anything like that. I would more beckon everyone to follow Plan International Canada's work because we're doing amazing things. And to continue the work that we're doing today. It is International Day of the Girl. I want to re-recognize that. So yes, that's why we're having this discussion, but the work only starts here. It's not just today that we should be having these discussions. So I think it's moving this, continuing this on into the following days, which stay tuned for the next couple days of Mission Beat the Clock. Yeah, so follow us everywhere, guys.
Thank you. What about you, Riley?
Well, just like Cody said, shout out to Plan Canada. Some really great opportunities there for a lot of different people who want to aspire to help out in a lot of different ways. Personally, you can find like my LinkedIn at Riley Gill, but it's spelled weird, like RYLEEGILL. And then I also run like a small TikTok page about animal conservation, which also has a very long name, which is at the underscore world underscore around underscore us underscore today with you, where I post about animals that are endangered and how we can help donate and help them out. And I mean, I think the big takeaway from this event is definitely that this is the beginning. We need to go a long way. As we've repeated the statistic, 131 years is too long. And it's definitely not just a woman's issue, it's a societal issue because, as Flo and Dr. Lisa had mentioned, like the representation in this industry and the representation in gaming is a good business move, and it motivates people to step up and it allows for innovation to happen faster. So that would be my closing statement.
I love that. Well, thank you again for joining us today. This was amazing. It was awesome talking with all of you guys. Thank you again. So if you guys chat, if you guys just heard all their handles, be sure to follow them. They're doing some amazing things in the world. So yeah. All right. You guys have a good one. Thank you again for chatting with us today.
Thanks for having us, Girl
Yeah.
Hero. It's been amazing
Thank
being here.
you.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you
Thanks,
guys.
everyone.
Have a good week.
You too. All right, y'all. That discussion was fantastic. I love that. Thank you guys. So tomorrow, for day 2 of celebrating the Mission Beat the Clock, join Bloody Faster tomorrow for day 2 at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Central time. So make sure you guys get those times down. We'll be able to hear more from Flo from Snap Finger Click, which we just talked to today. She was fantastic. So you definitely want to catch that tomorrow. Sorry, I just feel like the stream just like spazzed out for a second, but hopefully you guys are good. Thank you for shouting out Bloody. Be sure to follow her stream. She will be continuing the conversation tomorrow. And lastly, thank you to the Twitch's Women's Guild for making this opportunity happen. This was fantastic. It was so cool to like team up with Plan International Canada. And thank you guys for sponsoring the front page and everyone who joined and supported the stream. It was absolutely great. And I am Girl Hero. I am your host today for day 1 of International Day of the Girl. This was really cool to do. Sorry for the little technical hiccups. I don't know what happened there. Just got a little spazzy there, but I think it's okay. But on this channel, we like to play some cozy games, a lot of community games as well. And I like to take my stream out onto adventures, little IRL adventures, and we'll go around town and go do things or go see some cool stuff. Thank you guys for being here. And I just want to make sure if you guys remember, Command Donate helps you donate to the charity. Oh, we had some more come in while we were in discussion. So thank you guys for supporting. We had a few more. Let me make sure I read those out. We got an anonymous with $100 donation. That is awesome. We got Shania with $5. Thank you so much, Shania. Let's go. We are halfway to our goal, but we want to do the goal together. So thank you guys. Thank you. Amazing work. Thank you, Coco. That was super, super great to talk to everyone. I love talking to the Women's Guild and just everyone. It was so great. was so great.